What's up, guys? This is going to be my review of Mastodon's Emperor of Sand. Fucking awesome record. If you don't know, my rating system is very simple. It's buy, borrow, or ignore. This is a fucking buy. You know, if you like Mastodon, get this record, right? Especially if you like the old shit. If you like, Blood Mountain and Leviathan, check this fucking record out. It's very good. I can't say enough nice things about it. There's a couple things that I'll mention that I don't like about it in some of the songs, and there's a couple things that I really loved about it, and I'll talk about the notable, tracks for me. I'm going to slim this one down a little bit. As far as, things that I didn't like, let's just get that shit out of the way. There's a lot of solos on this record that didn't fit. I understand they wanted to put solos in it. I get it. They wanted it to be more guitar driven, but Brent's noodling a bit. And it just doesn't work with a lot of the tracks. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's something that, I didn't like, for sure. There's also a little bit of the Crack the Sky sound seeping in everywhere, and, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the meandering musically. I just don't like the noise and the weird noises, just trying to be trippy, maybe I'm not high enough, I don't really know, but it ain't for me. There is a lot of very catchy tunes on this record though. There's a lot of awesome riffing on this fucking record. There's a lot of songs that have a very old school Mastodon feel. I'm going to kind of run through them here real quick. One of the big ones is the very first track, Sultan's Curse. Awesome riff. Vocally, I love this record because, I think some of the previous records, with the exception of Once Around the Sun and The Hunter, they've been gradually getting better vocally, and they're doing a great job. Now all three vocalists sound great. When Troy sings, he sounds fucking great. When Brent sings, he sounds fucking great. When Braun sings, he sounds fucking great. If you listen to Crack the Sky, Braun was the shining star. Okay, the other guys were okay. They're decent. They're not horrible, but they didn't have the power that Braun had, where he just had that wonderful angelic voice, right? And now these guys all have a voice that fits perfectly. They know where it goes. They know what they're supposed to do. They know how they're supposed to sing it. They've grown really into their voices, and it sounds fucking great on a lot of tracks here. I am going to talk a little bit about Show Yourself, because I know this is one where everybody's like, oh my god, this is a Mastodon. Yes. Does it sound like a rock song? Yes. To me, it sounds like Queens of the Stone Age, to be honest with you. I mean, that's kind of the vibe that I got from it. Is it a bad track? No. Is it overplayed? Sure. But I don't listen to radio, so I don't give a fuck. It's catchy, though. And I think that is something that people need to kind of realize, is that these are songs that Mastodon couldn't have wrote back in the day, because Mastodon didn't write catchy stuff. They wrote catchy riffs, and they'd have catchy sections, but not catchy songs. This is a catchy fucking song. And that's why it's getting a lot of radio play. And that's why it's annoying everybody, because it's a catchy song. It's still well written. It's still Mastodon. It doesn't sound like, a whole lot of other bands. It does have a little bit of the Queens of Stone Age, but it still sounds like Mastodon. Like if I heard this track, I wouldn't be guessing it was Queens of the Stone Age. I'd be guessing it's Mastodon, and they're trying to sound like Queens of the Stone Age. Kind of like when you listen to Load and Reload, you're like, this is fucking Metallica playing grunge music. What are you doing? Right? And it's not that it was bad. That it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. It just wasn't fucking Metallica. We were expecting Injustice for All 2, or Master of Puppets 2. That's what we were expecting, and we got fucking Alice in Chains meets Metallica with country tracks on it. What the fuck? Right? I mean, that's what we got. But in this case, don't worry. That's the only one that sounds like that. No other tracks sound like that. Some of my favorite tracks. Steam Breather. Steam Breather is by far the best track on the record to me. There's lots of great tracks, but that's the one where the groove is there, the vocals are there, the video is fucking amazing. It has just such a cool feel. It just reminds me a lot of like an Iron Tusk type song. And lyrically, they're never weak. So in any of these songs, there's no weakness lyrically. Lyrically, they're always really good, and that stays true through all these tracks here. As far as other notable mentions here, Roots to Remain was a great track as well. I would definitely recommend. You know, I would listen to Steam Breather, Roots to Remain, and then if I had to pick another one, probably Clandestiny and then Jaguar God. Those are my favorite tracks on the record. For sure, Clandestiny has the best fucking chorus. Super catchy. Has those awesome lyrics in them, and they're very memorable. You know, it's give your life so I can breathe, save our lives, it's all we need. That is just awesome lyric writing, and you know, Troy has a great delivery. Once again, you know, their vocals have stepped up a lot on this record, and it sounds really good to me. You know, previous records, they sounded good, but this is like another level. You can feel like they're still progressing, which is awesome. As far as the last track here that I mentioned, that's one of my favorites. It's Jaguar God. This is my argument that Mastodon is prog. This is prog to the core. It has lots of transitions. It has lots of different riffs. They all have a weird way of fitting, and they all are slightly off time or in an odd time signature. Or at least they give the impression that they're in an odd time signature. Sometimes that's what prog does, is it's giving the impression that it's out of 4/4, but it's still in 4/4. This is the big one that I think that if you're the kind of guy who's kind of been avoiding Mastodon and heard that they're a prog band, blah 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 blah, right? And then you listen to a song and you're like, yeah, it's not really the prog that I was looking for. This is that prog. This is closer to Dream Theater than it is to, you know, something sludgy like Crowbar, right? You know, it's legit prog. They pushed it all the way over there, not just hints of it like they usually sprinkle it in songs, right? They'll have a bridge or an interlude that has a prog section. Or they'll do the Pink Floyd thing where they just fucking make noises for God knows how long. You know, that's not prog to me. You're just making noises. That doesn't count. That's not music. Well, it is. It's music, but it's not. I don't like it. Anyways, definitely a buy for me. I would definitely buy this record. If you haven't already, if you're a Mastodon fan, or if you're just kind of unsure if this is a good introduction to Mastodon, I think this would be a great introduction. There's a lot of catchy tunes on here, a lot of catchy riffs. If you like metal, this will probably suit you just fine. Alright guys, laters, stay tuned.